Good morning, everyone. Today's topic is fractions. What are fractions? A fraction is a numerical representation for part of a whole, and all the pieces to get the whole. The fraction bar represents division. So any fraction with the denominator of 1 is equal to its numerator. Addition and subtraction of fractions require a common denominator. When the denominators are different, multiply one or both fraction by another fraction that is the equivalent of 1 to create a common denominator. Then add or subtract. You may be able to multiply the smaller denominator by something to create the larger one. If not, then multiply the two denominators together. Multiplication and division of fractions do not require a common denominator. Note that it is easier to reduce before actually multiplying. To divide fraction, first invert the divisor, second fraction, to get its reciprocal, then multiply. Factorizing before multiplying can help with reduce. Now, what is a fraction? A fraction is a part of a whole. Fraction represents equal parts of a whole or a collection. Fraction is a whole. When we divide a whole into equal parts, each part is a fraction of a whole. For example, this circle is a whole. Then, if I divide it into two equal parts, so each part is 1/2. You can see each part is 1/2. Then if I further want to divide it more into 4 equal parts, so each part is 1/4. So these 1/4 is a part of a fraction. Now, fraction of the collection also represents parts of a set or collection. For example, there are a total of 5 children. 3 out of 5 are girls. So the fraction of girls is 3/5. 2 out of 5 are boys. So the fraction of boys is 2/5. Now, fraction notation. A fraction has two parts. The number on the top of the line is called the numerator. It tells how many equal parts of the whole or collection is taken. The number below the line is called the denominator. It shows the total divisible number of equal parts of the whole into or the total number of equal parts which are there in a collection. Here, 1 shows numerator, tell the number of equal part taken, and 2 denominator tells the total number of equal parts in the whole or collection. Now, different types of fractions. There are unit fraction, proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed fraction. What are unit fractions? Unit fractions with the numerator 1 are called unit fractions. Whenever you have 1 as numerator, it means this is known as unit fraction. Next is proper fraction. Proper fraction in which the numerator is less than the denominator. They are known as proper fraction. Whenever you have numerator smaller than its denominator, it means this is proper fraction. Improper fraction. Fraction in which the numerator is more or equal to the denominator are called improper fractions. Here, for example, you have 4/3. You can see 4 is bigger than 3. So, the numerator is bigger than denominator. It means this is improper fraction. Then we have mixed fraction. Mixed fraction consists of a whole number. Here you can see 1, 3 and 2. They are all whole numbers. And we consist fractions with a whole number. We have whole number as well as fractions. So mixed fractions consist of a whole number along with the proper fractions. So they are known as mixed fractions. Equivalent fractions have the same value even though they may look different. These fractions are really the same. For example, we have 1 by 2 which is equivalent to 2 by 4 which is equivalent to 4 by 8. Why are they same? Because when you multiply or divide both top and bottom by the same number, the fraction keeps its value. The rule to remember is change the bottom using multiply or divide, and the same to the top must be applied. Here is why those fractions are really the same. Here you can see 1 is multiplied with 2. Similarly, 2 is also multiplied by 2. So numerator as well as denominator are multiplied with the same number. So 1 multiplied by 2 is equivalent to 2. 2 multiplied by 2 is equivalent to 4. Similarly, 2 multiplied by 2 is 4. 4 multiplied by 2 is equivalent to 8. That is why these fractions are really the same. In the same way, if we divide with the same number, we will get the equivalent fraction. Here are some more equivalent fractions, this time by dividing. 18 divided by 3, 36 divided by 3. Both numerator and denominator is divided with 3. If we divide 18 with 3, we get 6, and 36 with 3, we get 12. Similarly, if we divide 6 with 6 and 12 with 6, we got 1 by 2. Hence, 1 by 2 is equivalent to 6 by 12, which is equivalent to 18 by 36. You can make equivalent fractions by multiplying or dividing both top and bottom by the same amount. You only multiply or divide, never add or subtract to get an equivalent fraction. Only divide when the top and bottom stay as whole number. Now let us do addition and subtraction of fractions with these examples. It is easy to add and subtract like fractions or fractions with the same denominators. You can see 2 by 15 plus 3 by 15. Being 15 at the both places as denominator, we can take it as a common denominator. We don't need to change the denominators here. So we can take numerator as it is 2 plus 3. So 2 plus 3 is 5 divided by 5. 5 being numerator and 15 being denominator. Let us reduce this with the same number to get an equivalent number, smallest equivalent number. So we will divide it with 3. So 5 divided by 3 is 1. 15 divided by 3 is equivalent to 5. Therefore, the sum of two fractions 2 by 15 plus 3 by 15 is equivalent to 1 by 5. Now, you just add or subtract the numerator and keeping the same denominator. The tricky part comes when you add or subtract fractions that have different denominators. To do this, you need to know how to find the least common denominator. In an earlier lesson, you learned how to simplify or reduce a fraction by finding an equivalent or equal fractions where the numerator and denominator have no common factors. To do this, you divide the numerator and denominator by their greatest common factors. Now, example, add the fraction with different denominators. That is 2 by 15 plus 3 by 5. You can see different denominators here. The first fraction has 15 as its denominator and the second fraction has 5 as its denominator. So first, what we have to do, we have to find the LCM of 15 and 5. So the LCM of 15 and 5 are 15. The two fractions have denominators that are not equal. We need to make them equal by finding their least common multiple, that is LCM. So the LCM of 15 and 5 will be 15. Once their denominators are equal, Add the fractions by adding their numerators and then copying the common denominators. So you can see in the first fraction we already have 15 as its denominator. Only in the second fraction we need to change its denominator. So we will take the first fraction as it is, that is 2 by 15. Now in second fraction we need to multiply with the same number so that we will get the denominator as 15. So we have to find out with which number we can multiply, which will change 5 into 50. So if we multiply 5 with 3, we will get the answer 50. So we have to multiply both numerator as well as denominator with 3 now. So 3 multiplied by 3 is 9. 5 multiplied by 3 is 15. So you can see we have common or same denominators now. Now we can easily add these two numerators. So 9 plus 2 is 11 by 15. In the same way, you can subtract the numbers. You got the similar denominators. Now you have to subtract numerators instead of adding them. So 2 minus 9. So that is 7 by 50. Now multiplication of fractions. Simplify the fractions if not in lowest terms. Multiply the numerators of the fractions to get the new numerator. Multiply the denominators of the fractions to get the new denominator. To multiply fractions, first we simplify the fractions if they are not in lowest terms. Then we multiply the numerator of the fraction to get the new numerator. And multiply the denominator of the fraction to get the new denominator. For example, here we have 1 by 5 into 2 by 3. Simply we have to multiply 1 with 2, 1, 2 are 2, 5 with 3, 5, 3 are 50. For example, we are going to multiply a fraction with a whole number. What we are going to do, we will simply multiply numerator with the whole number and denominator will remain as it is. So 6 multiplied by 4 and 10 will remain as it is. 6 multiplied by 4 will be 24 and the denominator will be 10. Now division of fraction. To divide fractions, take a reciprocal. Invert the fractions of the divisor and multiply the dividend. The top and bottom are being multiplied by the same number, and since that number is the reciprocal of the bottom part, the bottom becomes 1. Dividing anything by 1 leaves the value anything the same. There are 3 simple steps to divide. The reciprocal of a fraction is just switching the number, top number, and the denominator, bottom number. The opposite reciprocal takes the negative of that number. For example, we have 1 by 6 will be changed into 6 by 1. Multiply the first fraction by the reciprocal. Simplify the fraction if needed. For example, we have 1 by 2 divided by 1 by 6. First, we have to reciprocal the second number. So 1 by 6 will become 6 by 1. Therefore, 1 by 2 multiplied by 6 by 1. 1 into 6 is 6. 2 into 1 is 6. Therefore, you got an answer 6 by 2 of 1 by 2 divided by 1 by 6. In the same way, we got 1 by 8 divided by 2 by 4. Second number will be reciprocal to 4 by 2. 4 will go as numerator and 2 will come to denominator. So 1 by 8 multiplied by 4 by 2 is equivalent to 4 by 16. Hope you have enjoyed the lesson. Thank you and have a nice day.